All right, so I would love to just get to know you. I like to start at the beginning. Where are you from? Where you grad? And what was it like growing up?
So, like you said, I'm from Kauai. I think my school experience was a little bit off just because of working. So yeah, not because of Willy Wonka, but because of Lulu Parker on Killer Woman. I was like 8 years old when I started traveling. So I kind of switched schools every year since third grade. So my like last 2 years were online, and I think I was like Laurel Springs, which is this online school. But I say like the last two school experiences I had were like King Kamali'i and Island School, and that was kind of the cutoff. And
what was that, like middle elementary?
Middle elementary, yeah, that was about it.
And in high school, all online?
High school was all over the place. I went to like 3 or 4 different schools in California.
Oh, and that was in person?
Half in person, half online, some online.
Wow.
Like all of it was just piecemeal together.
Yeah. Well, at least you get to act as high school roles. So it's like you're getting that high school experience, right?
Exactly. I got to put on a cap and gown before I was able to graduate.
Exactly.
It was great.
You got to live out your cheerleading dream. You got to, be classmates with people.
Exactly. Yeah, I didn't know what to pull from, but I got to experience it there.
Exactly. Well, super cool. So what was it like growing up on Kauai before having to move away?
I had the best childhood. Like, not to say that it ended at 6 or 7 or 8, but like, I think I don't take it for granted now, and I like get to look back at photos. So I'm grateful for that. But it was so nice. I feel like I played AYSO. That was like a
classic,
big part of my childhood. But then just lots of sports growing up. Before theater, really, it was all just sports. And my dad, he's such a character, but I think
he wanted a boy.
Oh, he wanted a boy. Yeah, no, of course. So like, I feel like a lot of
3 sisters, right?
I have 3 older sisters, and a lot of the things that we were doing were all just. I think I'm the youngest, so I was the one that was trying to make up for that and make him not regret it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we would grow up. He had like a quad, he had like heavy machinery and all that kind of stuff. So I grew up kind of like his daughter in a way, and then my mom and I started traveling. But it was nice. It was kind of like just the classic, like going to the beach all the time and simple.
Simple Kauai lifestyle, right?
Simple Kauai lifestyle. Yeah. Outside mall, right? We don't really have Ala Moana.
Yeah. So how did you get into acting? Did your parents put you into it? Did you follow in the footsteps of some of your older sisters?
Yes, the second option. So I actually did like a dinner and a show when I was 6 years old because my sister started doing theater, and it was at like Kauai Lagoon Hotel. It was South Pacific. It was through a woman named Brenda, but Sydney got too old, and so she stopped and passed the role on to me. And every Wednesday I'd go out and like sing French. I had no idea what I was saying, but we just like started out in theater there, and it was all because Sydney would like do Hawaii children's theater, and I copied her. I followed her. I wanted the attention she was getting, and I'm like, hello, I'm the younger one.
Yeah, youngest child syndrome.
Yeah, of course. It's what we do best. And then a lady came down to Kauai to do a workshop, and her name is Susie Maines, and that's my manager now, but she's actually just telling me the story the other day. But I remember preparing a lot of questions because my mom was like, you should just like write down a bunch of things, ask them in the workshop. And I did. Again, try to get the attention. But she said, if you're serious about acting, come out to LA and audition for me. And my sister and I did. My dad was like, you guys have 3 weeks. If you book something, you can keep doing this. Otherwise, come back home, plan B. He had no idea. We had no idea that that's not how the industry works. You don't like book something in 3 weeks. But, so lucky. I booked something on the last day of the trip. And then we flew out to Texas, and I filmed Lulu Parker. Yeah. And then we just kept going. And my dad was like, shit.
Like, I was kind of joking.
Yeah.
I didn't think you actually get it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Super cool. And what is the age gap between you and your sister, Sydney?
So Sydney is 24. So we're 4 years apart.
Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah. Oh, and because you're going to be 21 in August, right?
Yes. Wow. Yeah, I saw that. You do your research.
You're a Virgo.
Remember it. I wish I was a Virgo. I'm a Leo on the cusp. But I don't really know. I don't know.
I was going based off of what you said in the movie.
You
said I'm a Virgo.
Fair enough. Wow. Yeah, yeah. But I have 3 older sisters, and we're all pretty spaced out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. What's the oldest?
Sarah, I'm so sorry. I don't know your actual age. I think maybe I want to say like late 30s.
Okay. Yeah. Always say younger.
I always say younger.
Yeah.
You're 28.
Yeah, you're 28. You just
28.
turned 21 for the 4th
Yeah,
time.
we're gonna have our first year together.
Okay. So, when you got that role as Lulu Parker,
Yeah.
did you realize like, oh wow, this is something that I think I want to do for, a really long time?
Honestly, I don't think it ever crossed my mind then that was like, I mean, maybe I said it where I was like, this is what I'm gonna do. But, and still to this day, I feel like I'm such a baby in the industry, but I have been doing it for a while. And it's hard to think about it like, yeah, I'm gonna do this forever. I just like, I feel like the way I've kept myself in this is that I love it. And it's kind of just like opportunities flow and I like go out and I grab them and then I run with it. And I if I love it, I keep doing it. If I don't, I take a break. Like, not that it's that easy to pick and choose jobs, but I think just back then it was all just play, and it still is really in the best cases. But so I was always I've always been passionate about a lot of things, but I just knew that I loved the game of it all. You know, like you're going out and you're auditioning and you like meet a bunch of people. So I'd say back then I knew how much I loved it, but I don't know if it registered that that's something I can just like keep doing.
Yeah, I mean, you're not thinking of your 10-year plan when you're 8
What am I
years
gonna do with
old,
my mortgage?
Exactly. Yeah.
No.
You're just like, this is fun. I mean, even when you're playing sports, right?
Yeah.
You're just like, wow, this is fun. I can't wait to the next practice. I can't wait to play on Saturday. That's pretty much how it is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, so you started to book a bunch of roles. You ended up getting bigger and bigger roles. Eventually, having a main role on some shows and movies. And then, at what point did you start to like miss Hawaii? Because you were still so young, right?
All the time. I remember like, and that was honestly the biggest struggle, and it still is. It's like, I remember when we first left, like the 3 weeks, every single time we'd go to the airport, it was, we never really had I memorized the, mahalo for your cooperation. Like, I've memorized it all. And it's always been such a sad experience. Like, I'm hugging my dad and I'm like saying goodbye to all of this and I don't know how long, because I could book something, it could be a while. And so that was like the hardest part. And I would come back, I had my grandma, and again, like it's missing key experiences with your family and with my grandma, and like being so far away. I don't think it ever gets easier, and I had to battle with it a lot, and I still do over the years, because I'm like, I don't want to forget. I don't want to lose that, and I also don't want to have to feel like I'm not a part of Hawaii anymore if I'm like gone for that long, So I don't know how to. I remember sitting down on the like lanai of an apartment we had in California for less than a year, and I was really struggling. I was 14, which was like a pretty heavy period for me. But I was like sitting out with my computer open. I like had it on ocean waves, and like it was like ocean waves of Hawaii. It was something so cheesy, but I just stared at it because I was missing home so much. So I don't know. I don't think that ever goes away. Yeah.
So how do you stay grounded and connected to Hawaii? I mean, besides ocean waves on your laptop.
Right. I know.
Music,
Next
people talking.
Music. I think I'm always listening to music, but a lot of it will be in the hair and makeup trailer, and I kind of take over aux, and I'll play like old Hawaiian music or.
Okay.
But I do make it a point to keep, like, my room back home, like on Kauai there's nothing, you can walk around it and there's nothing in there that should point to actor, like, that lifestyle. I keep it pretty raw, and like, there's maybe like a participation trophy and like, all the things that I feel like my life before acting, it's still there. And so I don't want like my home to feel like it is part of this world. Like I keep it very separate.
Or work, right?
Or work, yeah. So family keeps me grounded. My dad, like, he's so supportive, but he's still a local boy who has local values, and I value that too. He you know, he's kind of, at the end of the day, it's like, who gives? I don't care. Like, yeah, that's a cool job, but you can quit tomorrow. I still don't care. Like, you know, happy for you, but what matters, cool. You know? So it's coming back home.
Does your family give you a hard time, like, being away? Are they always trying to be like, come move back home, you know, you did all your acting stuff?
Well, yeah. I mean, they've always been very supportive. My mom was the one that was traveling with me, so I think she was living it with me. My dad and my grandma, I think, were the ones always getting me back home, but also so happy for me. So it's a struggle of
it's a weird feeling. I mean, same for me, because my girlfriend models in LA, so it's like when she leaves, it's like, good luck, I hope you get the job, because sometimes you're just going for castings, right? And I'm like, oh, I hope you get it, and but, like, you know, if you don't, I'm just like, dang, you could have been here the whole time. You know? So
fingers crossed.
Exactly. It's a struggle, because you're like, you want them to work and you want them to succeed in their career, but like, being away and missing out on like events and like key moments in life, it is a struggle.
It's tricky. It's tricky, and I go back and forth in my head, because it's like, those experiences I don't know if I don't regret it, like, you know, but yeah.
No, I think you're doing it right. I mean, take all the opportunities that you can. Home will always be there. The important people in life and the people, you know, who love you will always be here as well. You know, I left for a really long time, you know, so like, I know what it's like to do that, and you know, have very little contact with people. You know, I didn't have Wi-Fi, or
I didn't think about that.
Even like running water and, you know, stuff like that. So being able to, you know, just have communication with the people that you love every now and then, it really, you know, keeps you connected and keeps you grounded and reminds you like who you are, you know, as a person, as a, you know, native of Hawaii.
Yeah.